What does it take to shatter a room full of smug certainty in just 13 minutes? In the heart of Manhattan's glittering dining scene, where wealth and status reign, Aisha Carter was about to find out. The air was crisp that evening, the kind that made the city's pulse feel sharper, more alive. Aisha, a 42-year-old tech CEO whose company had just gone public, stepped into Le Grande, a restaurant synonymous with exclusivity. Her tailored suit screamed power. Her presence commanded respect, yet the hostess barely glanced at her before pointing to a cramped table by the kitchen door. Aisha's smile tightened. "I reserve the executive suite," she said, her voice calm but edged with steel. The hostess, a young woman with a practiced smirk, didn't even check the ledger. "That table's for VIPs. You must be mistaken." The words landed like a slap, and the dining room's chatter dipped as heads turned. Aisha's team, a mix of colleagues and investors waiting behind her, shifted uncomfortably. She could feel their eyes, the weight of their expectations. But Aisha didn't flinch. She'd built a billion-dollar empire from nothing. She wasn't here to be dismissed. The manager, a man named Richard with a slick suit and slicker attitude, swooped in. "Ma'am, we're fully booked. Take the table or leave." His tone dripped with condescension, and the word "ma'am" felt like a weapon. Aisha's jaw clenched. She pulled out her phone, her fingers steady despite the fire in her chest. "Check again," she said, locking eyes with him. Richard snorted, folding his arms. "I don't need to check. I know who belongs here." The room seemed to hold its breath, the tension coiling tighter. Aisha's gaze didn't waver. "You will. 13 minutes. That's all it took for the truth to unravel." Aisha's team had already contacted the restaurant's parent company or company. Unbeknownst to Richard, Aisha's tech firm had acquired Le Grande's holding group in a quiet deal finalized just days ago. She wasn't just a customer. She was the owner's boss. As Richard doubled down, lecturing her about standards, Aisha's phone buzzed with a confirmation from her legal team. She stepped forward, her voice cutting through the murmurs like a blade. "Richard, you're fired." The room froze. Richard's face drained of color, his smirk collapsing into disbelief. "You can't fire me," he stammered, but Aisha was already motioning to her team. "Escort him out," she said, her tone unshakable. The crowd erupted in whispers as security appeared, guiding a stunned Richard toward the exit. Aisha turned to the hostess, who was now trembling. "You're on notice," she said, not cruelly, but with the weight of someone who'd fought too many battles like this to let it slide. The dining room, once a fortress of elitism, felt suddenly small under her command. But Aisha wasn't done. She addressed the room, her voice steady yet raw with emotion. "This isn't about one table. It's about who gets to belong. I built my life proving I do, and no one, not a manager, not a system, gets to tell me otherwise." The applause started slowly, then swelled, a mix of awe and unease. Some diners shifted in their seats, their privilege exposed. Others nodded, their eyes reflecting stories of their own. Aisha didn't bask in the moment. She walked to the executive suite, her team following, and sat down not as a victor, but as someone who'd reclaimed what was hers. The fallout was swift. By morning, Le Grande was trending for all the wrong reasons. Posts on X captured the scene, with hashtags like Justice at Le Grande and Aisha Carter amplifying her story. The parent company issued a public apology, vowing to overhaul staff training. Aisha, meanwhile, used the moment to launch a foundation for underrepresented entrepreneurs, channeling her fury into change. "It's not about revenge," she told a reporter later. "It's about making sure no one else has to fight this hard for a seat at the table." 13 minutes. That's all it took for Aisha Carter to turn a moment of prejudice into a reckoning. She didn't just fire a man. She exposed a system, one that thrives on quiet assumptions and unchecked power. Her story isn't just about a table denied or a job lost. It's about the courage to stand tall when the world expects you to shrink. And in that glittering restaurant, under the weight of 1,000 eyes, Aisha proved something undeniable. Dignity isn't given. It's taken. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.